Hi everybody, this is our demonstration on Balls of Fury. It'd be much more fun if we could all be doing this together, but we can't be, so here we are. You guys just completed a couple of different things on types of energy, and this was our 3-column organizer where we had like the person getting their energy from food and turning it into motion, and that brings us to this, and it is the number one concept in energy, and it's a really strange one. It took scientists a long time to figure this out because it's not a simple thing. At any rate, we're going to demonstrate this most important principle using this ramp with a couple of big steel ball bearings. And we want to point some things out on our ramp as we go, and Mrs. Brink can just hold the ball right there. Right now it may not seem like there's any energy present, but there actually is. It's just kind of hidden because it's potential energy, which is energy that is there but we're not using. And when she's holding the ball right there, the potential energy we have is gravitational energy because the ball wants to fall. Well, a ramp like this just simply makes it fall sideways. So right now our one kind of energy we have without doing anything is we have some gravitational energy right at that point. Now when Mrs. Brent lets that ball go, all of a sudden now we have a new kind of energy that's present. The minute that the ball started to roll, we had motion energy. And until the ball got all the way to the bottom of the ramp, it actually had some gravitational and some motion. And because when it's right here, you know that it's still moving, or it's moving with motion energy, and it's got still room to fall, which is doing all the way down the ramp. Once that ball is right there, it's converted all of the original energy that was up there into motion energy. There's no more gravitational energy left at this point. So we're going to do another quick demonstration, and this time I'm going to put a ball at the end here, and it's going to do exactly what you think it's going to do. We're going to run this, have it crash into this one, and we'll see another kind of idea behind energy. Now you saw that when it hit, this one moved. And there we had a transfer of energy. We had this one's motion energy just transfer into motion energy in this one. That's why a Newton swing works. A Newton swing, which is one of these cool things that you've probably all seen before, that's just a big transferring of energy machine. And you can see when they hit each other, it just moves some of the other ones. Really a different version of the exact same thing we just did. So the final thing that we want to show on this is really the key thing for this lesson, and it is the key idea in energy. And now we're going to do this with a twist. This time when Mrs. Brent rolls the ball down the ramp, I'm going to hold the ball bearing so that it can't move, but I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to put it right in between there so that we can see something, or that we have evidence of something that we cannot see with our eyes. So go ahead, Mrs. Brent. All right, and this may not show up on the camera real well. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but there is actually a hole in that paper. And if you smell it, it's not just, it wasn't a hole poked in the paper because these are a round surface. This is actually a hole that was burned in the paper. And you can, if you were here, smell that burnt paper. It smells a little bit like a burnt match. And you've also got, it didn't turn out really very clear, but if you look at question 4, there's a photograph on here that we took of a microscope looking at one of the holes we burned. And if you look at it really carefully, you can actually look at the edges and see the burned sides of it. So what we did is we started with gravitational energy, and as we let it go, that gravitational energy started to change. And it started to change into motion energy, and it changed into motion energy all the way down the ramp. And when it got to the bottom of the ramp, it was out of gravitational energy and it turned to all motion energy. And then when we stopped it, we did a new thing, which is we turned all that motion energy into heat energy. And that is the number one idea in energy, which is that energy transforms. It means it's constantly changing from one form into the other. When you guys did the other organizer that had all the different types of energy, thermal energy, gravitational, so on, we acted like those were in categories all separate. Really, all energy categories are in a sense the same, because energy is always transforming from one kind of energy into another. And everything we do for the rest of this unit is gonna talk about how we change these energies, sometimes on purpose, but sometimes just on their own, how energy is constantly changing from one thing to another. And ultimately, this machine ultimately transformed our gravitational energy at this end into thermal energy at the bottom end, and our transition was movement energy. So we had gravitation, movement, and heat. The key is it was all the same energy, it was just transforming.